So this week I'm going to show you the process of hatching chicks from my Broody hens. Welcome to my little tropical farm. So here we are in the chicken area, and I am going to try and lock the door as best I can with one hand. But here's my main rooster hanging with the girls. I don't know where the other rooster is. And I don't know where the ducks are, but they're here. We redid the duck area, so it's twice as big. It's more than twice as big. And now we'll go over here. And this is one of my Broody hens right here. She's not happy that these other people are bugging her. But this is their favorite nest, and so they're all still going in there to lay. I have marked 7 eggs that are under her so that I can pull out any additional eggs that they lay around her. She's really unhappy right now, though. I may have to move her to a different nest. I hate to do that, though, because it takes a few days for her to figure that out. Now, I may have more broodies at this point, but she is broody and has 7 eggs under her as well. And you can tell the difference a little bit. So here you'll see I touch her. She doesn't like it, but she doesn't puff up and get really irritated. This one, as soon as I touch her, she puffs all the way up. So she is broody. This one will not go broody. It's the breed. She just won't. She will bite at me. This one could be broody. Yeah, she looks like she is. But she's new to being broody today. And the other 2 in here are not, their breed will not really go broody. So this one's just probably gotten frustrated and said, I'm going to lay right here. We'll see. So all the nests are being used. I am going to pull the eggs out from under some of these other girls, and then I'll show you the 2 that are broody and what's under them. Okay, so this one, if she's broody, tonight will be her first night on eggs, and I'll end up giving her 7 eggs as well. Like I said, this one definitely isn't broody, but this breed, they tend to not go broody, but they also tend to bite when you reach under them. So I've got to be careful. Okay. This one, now you can see what's under her. So this is a newer egg. It's not marked. And I am going to pick up just one of the eggs that is. And here I marked on 2 sides so that I should be able to just look. I don't know what she's trying to do now. I'd move her to another nest, but I don't have a whole lot of other nests. Yeah, I don't think this one's broody. Ooh, she's thinking about biting me, though. Come on. What's under you? I think she's got at least 3 eggs under her. Nope, just those 2. Okay, we'll leave her. Now, she will end up jumping out of her nest now that there are no eggs, unless she hasn't laid. And I can't really tell. Sometimes you can tell that the egg's really fresh. It still has, the bloom is a little wet. And you know it's fresh. It's also warmer, but they're all a little warm because they're sitting on them. I don't know what this lady's trying to do. Look at this. She got under her. I need to move her. She's probably laying her egg right now. But I do need to probably move her. I'll leave them. I'll let them figure it out. And like I said, this one will bite. And this one, I don't know. She probably just has, whoops. Okay, so she's not broody if she jumped out. I'm going to take her egg, and we'll see. There's a chance she'll go back in there. She's been broody before. That's why she has the blue band on her leg. I banded the ones that were broody because I have a few that look very similar, and I just wanted to make sure. Once they're broody, they stop laying, and they'll just sit on their eggs. So So we'll see what happens. Like I said, this girl should be jumping out any minute. I don't think she's broody. She's a mixed breed, but she's not gone broody before, and I don't think she's broody. I think she just likes to sit for a while after she lays. Oh, here's an egg. So I have one chicken that likes to lay on the ground. She normally lays on the other side, but for some reason today, this was her spot. I don't love it. Right now it's the dry season, so it's not too dirty, and they will be washed. But there's a good amount of hay in each nest that they use. And these nests need to be redone at some point, but they're working fine, so I'm not going to do that anytime soon. But I'll show you more this afternoon, and then we'll watch as things progress. It's about 21 days, I believe, before they hatch. I'm pretty positive that's correct, 21 days. And yesterday was really day one. They each had an egg that was in there. I left them with one egg the day before, just to make sure they were broody, and then one or two. And then yesterday I gave them a total of 7. Okay, you need to move, lady. I don't know why she's trying so hard to get under her, but she wants to lay her eggs right there. Oh my gosh, that's hysterical. I'm going to move her. Where I'm going to put her, I haven't decided yet. Right here. Actually, I'm going to move the broody one with her eggs. It's always a little risky if I don't close her in for a day or two. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. Okay, so my camera died. I had to go in and change the battery. Not sure exactly what I filmed, so I'm going to recap a little bit. So I moved this girl. So now she's got a nice little small nest that nobody should bother her. And hopefully she'll sit on it. Lots of times when you move them, you have to kind of lock them in to that nest for a day or two, and then they know that's their nest. Shh, I'm talking. What I'm going to do instead, because she is a good broody hen, I think she'll stay. My only concern is that when she does get up to eat, she may go back to the old nest. So I've got to keep an eye and move her back. It's early in their development and it's hot out here. So her being off the nest a little while shouldn't be an issue. What I'll do is I'll set a timer, because I'll get distracted, and come out every hour, hour and a half, check on her. And I'll probably do that today and maybe tomorrow. Just to make sure that when she gets down, she gets back up into the right nest. So right now we have 2 broody hens. I'm hoping that it's only 2, but I can do another 2. So my plan is, if anyone else goes broody, I have 2 other hens that have gone broody in the past. And if they go broody within the next week, I'll let them sit on eggs as well. Because incorporating all these chicks together when they're that little shouldn't be a problem. I could probably go 2 weeks without it being an issue. But any longer than that, I'm putting little chicks with bigger chicks, and it's not a great idea. I'll try and do only a week. So we'll let everyone sit on nests for now. I might need to get some more nests set up if the other 2 do go broody. And I'll probably do that right now. Let's see, where will I do that? So these nests, for the most part, are falling apart. So it's hard. You know, a lot of them have rotted out on the bottom. So I could probably slide this over a little bit once she gets up, because I don't think she's broody, and make this into a second nest, because that actually is more solid than it looks. And that way I could put 2 broody hens over there if need be. But like I need to grab eggs from this one I took her eggs already, and this one. And then we'll be good for the day. And again, if anyone else goes broody on the second day, I'll leave them with one egg the first night. Make sure they're really broody. Although it's easy to tell with my chicks, with my hens, if they don't come in at night, they're broody. But right now, 2 broody hens. It's day 2 for them. I do have it marked on my calendar. I think I have it actually marked as day 3 because they had 1 egg each the day before. So in another 19 days, we should start getting some chicks. Okay, we're back with the chickens, and it is day 4. So I started filming on day 3 of Broody Hens. So today is the next day, day 4. And this is Phyllis. And I thought she was broody. She tends to get broody a few days after the brown one. And she was sitting on a nest this morning for a while, but she is not broody. That being said, I had 2 broody hens yesterday. I had a feeling I would have more. I now have 4 broody hens. So this one, which is from yesterday, and this one, which is from yesterday. This one is not broody. She just jumped into the nest. So she's just a late egg layer. And I don't think she'll, I don't think she's broody because she's not the right breed to be broody. So I have 2 different hens. I have the Turkin or naked neck hens, and they go broody. And then I have the brown, I don't know exactly what they are, but they're typically sold here as egg layers. And here you can see a few of them. This one's got a lot of white feathers on top because I think the males have been mounting her quite a bit. But they tend to be more brown. At this point, my hens are mostly mixed between the 2. But I do have quite a few additional naked necks. They supposedly don't lay as often, but they go broody. So I wanted a good mix. But I've got 4 broody now, and I've got Phyllis will probably go broody. And I'm hoping these other ones don't. Because my plan was to let whoever goes broody in the first week be broody and sit on the nests. And I'll hatch out whatever I hatch out. And then either I will sell a bunch of chicks if I can find a way to do that pretty quickly. Or I will just change over some of my my flock. Some of them they're only about 1.5 years old. I really probably don't need to remove them from the flock till they're about 3 years old, and then their laying will slow down. But I'm getting between 17 and 20 eggs a day from 20 hens, and that's a really good number, I think, especially with the 2 different breeds and the mix of them. So we've had chicks twice before. And in those times, what I normally do is cull the roosters. And I will cull, I don't know if I'm going to cull this guy. He's a good rooster. But typically what they do here, from what I understand, is they will cull the older rooster because he won't be good about incorporating the new hens into the flock. So that's what I've done in the past. I've culled the older rooster, and I've let I've picked what I thought were the best of the younger roosters and kept 1 or 2 of them. And that works well. Okay, so let me show you what made me stop and think a few minutes ago. This is where I had the baby chicks. And this was their door to the outside. They had an automatic waterer once they were big enough to reach it. They have a roost in there. It needs to be cleaned. My problem is Punky is right here now. And this is not ideal for little chickens. Punky is not as bad as Lulu. Lulu, what are you doing? She was chewing on the wire. You're bored? You just got back in the room. So they used to share this kennel, and they still do sometimes. And then I had the chickens over here, And so you can see there are empty kennels on either side. And they are not good with other animals. They chase the chickens, they chase the sheep, they chase the ducks. They attacked the ducks last week. So I don't want to risk it and put chickens right next to Punky. Because the other thing is, if they get through one fence, if they're 2 kennels away, I've got a second fence that I can react to. They're not going to get through 2 fences in one night. I don't think they're going to get through these fences at all, but I may have to turn this into a chick room. So that's a possibility. I just have to make a new door. This door wasn't ideal anyway because it's really a little too short, which makes it a little too steep when it's open. So I will put them in here and probably buy another large waterer to use. But this needs to be cleaned up. So I have some time to do that. Probably just about 20 days. Because in the past, I would put them in a brooder in the house. But 1, it's summertime here, so it will get cool at night, but not too cool. But 2, I think my brooder is too small. So, and I don't want to build a second brooder. It's just not worth the time and the effort. So with these, right now, they're on 28 eggs. They each have 7 eggs. Why 7? No idea. Just pick the number. It's worked for me in the past. They typically don't all hatch. So I should get from the 28, it would be nice to get 80 to 90%, but I've been getting closer to 60%. So, well, let's just say I get 20. 20 is too many for my little brooder, except for like the first few days. So they'll probably go right into that room. Maybe I'll put a wall up, and so they have half the room to start. And that's what we'll do. But here are the puppies. There have been squirrels in these trees. So I think that's what they were running after. I just don't want them. They're so bad with the sheep and with the chickens and the ducks. They haven't gone after any cows across the street, even though they can see them, the cows and the horses. But I'm worried that they may one day. They're really good about not leaving the property. I lost them one day for quite a while and found them in that far pasture, which wouldn't have been a problem except that I can't get in and out of that far pasture. So they put up a door and they put it where there was fencing, and they haven't yet taken out the fence. So I had to go outside and climb the outside fence because it has more than just barbed wire. And then I had to find a spot in the barbed wire that we could all get through, and which was going into my neighbor's pasture, and he has a gate. I didn't even look to see if it was locked. I didn't open it. We all just went under it. He because he has cows, and because all the property around me is his, he doesn't worry a lot about his cows getting loose. So his gates aren't as secure as mine are. So there was plenty of room for us to all get under it. So I was just checking. They're back in one of where the sheep were today. And I'm going to leave them there for a few minutes while I finish up with the other animals. So today is the end of day 6 with the Broody Hens. And we have had some changes. So let me tell you. This is the same Broody Hen that was in this nest the whole time. This, I think, is the same Broody Hen that was in this nest the whole time. We had the white chicken in here, the white hen that I said I was surprised she was broody because she wasn't a naked neck, but she was a mix. Well, she didn't stay broody. So I had given her 8 eggs, and I left them out overnight thinking it was warm enough. It really wasn't. So that I got rid of those eggs. I actually just threw them out. I figured they might have started to mature in a day. You could hardly tell, but you could kind of tell. I just threw them out. I was also afraid they would have then died and maybe gone bad and exploded in the nest, which no one wants to see. This is the girl that's been in here the whole time. And let's see, I think she has a few extra eggs. She does. I'm going to take those away. So everyone keeps wanting to get in this nest with her. So she's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So I think this, yeah, these are the 2 that aren't hers. I believe all the others are. And here is Phyllis, who I knew would go broody eventually. I don't know if she has any eggs under her, but I'm going to put these 2 under her right now, check and see what else she might have. And then I didn't bring the marker, so tomorrow I'll have to mark them. I will at least give her these 2 eggs that have been under. I know, Phyllis, I know. I'm just going to lift you up. She's got 2 under there, and we'll give her these 2. And so, ooh, sorry, Phyllis. Sorry about that. Can you even see? You need a haircut again. So we will mark these 4 and maybe give her 4 more tomorrow. And then her eggs will be almost a week later than everyone else's, but it should be fine. So that is Phyllis. And these are my 4 broody hens. I think this is the only ones that will go broody. The only ones that have been broody in the past, with the other white one being newly broody. So, but she's doing really well on her nest. I think she is the one that got up today and ate and got back in the wrong nest. So I moved her. I think when she got up to eat, someone else took her nest to lay their egg for the day. And so she took where Phyllis is now. So hopefully they won't all get up at the same time tomorrow. But I'll be around all day tomorrow. I'll be around all day tomorrow to watch them. So hopefully they'll do fine. The white one is now rearranging the eggs under her, if you can see that. She's moving around a little bit, partly because I took those 2 eggs, so she's shifting everything. They will also rotate their own eggs. It's really good. That's why I put a mark on both sides of the eggs, because once they start to mature, they'll rotate them the way they should. And there isn't much that I have to do. So I've talked a few times about dipping the eggs and decided to do a little bit of Googling on it because I was a little concerned. Sometimes my eggs have really thick membranes and the chicks can't break out of that. It's not the shell that's too hard, but the membrane inside the shell. And I was worried that if I dipped them, that might shrink. Well, everything I've read doesn't mention that, but does say that if you dip them and the water is too warm, it could, just like when you're washing the eggs, you don't want to wash them. You don't want to wash them in cold water. So if the water's too cold, would probably be the problem. Because then the temperature change sucks the water into the egg and could bring bacteria in with it. So what I did was I got some rags. All I had is bright yellow rags. But these rags seem like they'd soak up a lot of water. And I'm just going to wet them and then put them in the corner of each nest to add some humidity. Can't talk this morning. To each nest and see if that helps. So when I do that today, I'll also check to see if anyone is cracked any shells, if everything looks good, because we're only a day or two away from the first 2 nests potentially hatching. So we'll see. Okay, so I tried to not disrupt the birds and just put the wet rags in the corners. Although, I think she's right. And then this is Phyllis. Phyllis's rag is dripping, but I think that's fine. And this one, I don't know what she's sitting on. Oh, she's just sitting on one egg. This one wants to lay. Let's move her. Let's put her up here. Because she wants to disrupt Phyllis, and I don't want her to. So hopefully she'll just settle down in there and lay her egg. So I came out here to do my evening chores, and it is day 21, but this morning I saw nothing with the chicks, and I think I checked midday again, nothing. But let me show you what we have now. But let me see if I could show you. Can I just show? Let me just show. Can you see right there? She's on her way out. And it looks like she should have no trouble getting out. Thanks for joining us this week. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to follow along as we homestead here in Panama, please hit the subscribe button and click the bell so you're notified when our next video comes out. And if you know of anyone else that's looking to move to Panama, especially rural Panama, please share these videos with them. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Bye.